The governance token of the Shiba Swap exchange, BONE, is on a massive run. Here, look at this. Plus 40% roughly in the last week. BONE is trending on Twitter. 405,000 tweets. And so it's not just BONE that's going up, it's also a related ecosystem token, Leash, the Doge killer, which went up by 16% in the last 7 days. Now, during a rally like this, it's always important to understand who is behind this, who is buying the token, who is accumulating, who is selling, is retail buying, are the whales buying? In other words, is this organic growth or is this artificially pumped by a few people with very large bags? This here is the number of wallets that hold at least 10 BONE tokens. And with BONE currently at roughly $1.30, that's $13. It tends to be rising quite steadily. So that's a very healthy sign, right? It shows us more and more of the small guys are buying in. And in aggregate, they are not selling. This is the number of wallets that hold at least 1,000 tokens. So $1,300 worth of the token in each of those wallets. Currently, maybe 2,200 of those wallets exist. Very interesting, that jump over here, right? In retail, 45,000 wallets with at least $13. But when the retail is slightly larger, right, $1,300, it's a very small fraction already of the people that just use play money here. Very interesting. Also interesting to note how also this curve is growing very constantly. Now let's make a bigger jump. We looked at small and medium-sized retail. Let's look at the whales. Let's look at the people that have at least 100,000, maybe 1 million tokens. Is the number of those wallets suddenly shooting up? Is this what's causing the rally? The answer to this is a clear no. This is the number of wallets that hold 100,000 tokens. Very, very constant since beginning of the year even. When we look at 1 million tokens, same thing, barely any growth. In other words, because we see all of this growth happening in the smallish and medium-sized wallet cohort, we can say that this recent rally is probably not just a pump and dump by very large wallets. Now this is the long-term US dollar chart and this is probably what most people look at. What I like to look at though are Ethereum denominated altcoin valuations. And that's because there's a strong correlation across different crypto assets. So when Bitcoin goes up, Ethereum goes up, the altcoins go up, and the same is true the other way around, right? When Bitcoin crashes, Ethereum crashes, the altcoins crash. So when you take on more risk by buying an altcoin, you need to get outperformance versus Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now you could just look at the Bitcoin valuation of the altcoin, so the altcoin in Satoshis. But I prefer to look at this relative to Ethereum because the correlation between altcoins and Ethereum tends to be even higher than the correlation between the altcoins and Bitcoin. And so that's this chart over here. This is the BONE chart denominated in Ethereum. This is the recent rally. And BONE did outperform Ethereum by roughly 100% even, 94%. And this is an effect we don't see that often for many altcoins. Most altcoins underperform ETH. BONE is outperforming, and the rally is backed by continued increase in the number of retail investors. So this would indicate that this is indeed a healthy rally and that this could indeed continue. But the risk here, of course, is massive as well. A temporary drop here of 60%, then over here within 3 months, 68%, again, relative to Ethereum. And so one might consider to play this trading range. For me, that's a bit too risky, right? I don't deal in altcoins, especially in meme coins that much. Currently, the alts in aggregate tend to underperform. But if you wanted to ride this rally, an additional outperformance of 56% or so might be possible. But of course, it does make sense to set a relatively tight stop loss because you don't want to get caught up in a sudden reversal and then panic once we are low. But as said, the long-term dynamics in terms of accumulation of retail are healthy. So I'm not a fan of accumulating meme coins. I'm not a fan of DCAing into them. There might simply be just the next meme coin rally that then happens in another asset, what's currently the hip thing on the block. First it was Doge, then it was SHIB, then it was Pepe, then it's Pepe 2.0. who knows if the bone outperformance can last. So for me, it's too risky. My risk tolerance is lower, but I don't yet see a reason why in the short term this should turn around. There is a lot of hype. Maybe some of the bone gains will continue to be rolled over into leash. But whenever looking at the number of holders of a coin, this is the kind of chart you actually want to see. Feel free to join our Telegram. I hang around there regularly. We can chat together. Simply search for Bitcoin Strategy Channel within the Telegram app or click the link down below. And if you haven't yet, feel free to subscribe as well. Looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.